Infinity Dream, how are you guys doing today?
Hello, how are you?
Awesome.
Good. Welcome to 69 Faces of Rock. Introduce yourself, tell me what you do in the band.
Chris Bennett. I sing, I try to, and I play lead guitar.
That's a lot of roles.
Woo.
I'm Dina Altum, and I play keys and I try to sing as well. We try to harmonize.
She actually sings and I just try to.
The roles reversed.
Right?
Tell me about the formation of Infinity Dream.
When did we start this? I have another band that I was in for 20 plus years called Widow, a traditional heavy metal band from North Carolina, and Dina had actually come to one of our shows and we met, and gosh, when was that? That's been a while ago. Back, you were like 8 or 9 years old, I think.
Possibly 7.
I knew that she played keyboards, and Widow, the progression, the way we were going, we wanted to do something more kind of like, like Tony Martin, Black Sabbath, or Warlord, bands like that, and of course Ozzy Dio, that kind of thing. Just keyboards and one guitar, And so anyways, we didn't really want to add her to Widow because we already had like 5 albums, and what would you do when the other songs are playing? So we just formed basically a new band around us, our partnership, because actually, and let me back up, when we met, we just sort of talked and stayed in touch for years, and I knew she played keyboards. So when the idea of that progression into a new band from Widow came about, Dina was the first person that I wanted, and I contacted her very nervously, and
Lucky me.
And she said, yes, I'll do it. So, and here we are. We made an album called Memories, and we're working on another album. So we got things going on.
What do you recall from that time?
Well, I just thought it's such an incredible opportunity that I wasn't actually even looking for anything, and then these guys reached out to me and they asked me to join, and I've never done anything in this particular style, and it was interesting because I wanted to grow as a musician, but I wasn't exactly sure what I was looking for, and yeah, I think, I have classical background, and I think to me it was very fascinating I wanted to put that classical spin on a rock. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was my chance.
Yeah, and
that
did.
was my chance to do it.
So when you formed the band, did you have like a particular plan in mind as to which direction to go?
Okay, like me particularly, I love some albums that I guess kind of have a sort of cult-like following, but are not really popular albums from these artists, right? Okay, like the Tony Martin era of Black Sabbath is huge. Headless Cross, TYR, basically everything Tony did with the band, let's say. But Headless Cross is a real toucher for me, and just the vibe of it. It has this dark sound. And we wanted to put that together with also stuff like Fate's Warning is a huge influence to me. One of my favorite bands. Queensryche, that kind of sort of progressive vibe too. We wanted to put that together with some lyrics about sort of experiences, trauma, things that we had both felt in life that, it's hard to express sometimes. Especially, like people sometimes feel like exposing vulnerability, in metal or whatever shows some sort of weakness, but I think it takes guts to, admit that you got problems and things have hurt you and you need help or whatever it is. And that's kind of what we tried to put out in the lyrics, and it turned into this kind of emotional experience. I know, like, one of the first things me and her did together was a song called Another Day on this album, and we were kind of like just jamming it at a place where Dina had rehearsed previously, and I go to the bathroom and I come back and Dina's like got tears in her eyes, and I'm like, "Are you okay? I thought something happened." And she's like, "Oh, I just love that song, you know." And I'm like, "We got something here, you know." So that's kind of really a good way to say things kicked off, you know. So, and you know, it's amazing because the four of us are really close friends too. We're like family, you know, in the band. So to be able to share these kind of personal things together is awesome. You know, it's really you know, it's kind of cheesy to say a gift like people say, but it really is. You know, the gift of music is a beautiful thing, and I'm happy to share it with these people. So.
Any comments?
We are like family. I feel like I have 3 brothers now. Yeah. Well, yeah, it is a gift.
It is.
I'm having a time of my life. So.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
At the time, what was your local scene in Raleigh?
In Raleigh, the scene for rock and metal is actually really good. There's a lot of bands, and there's a lot of really supportive people who love the music, and you know, so we had a lot of help locally, kind of kicking things off, you know, and then a Widow, the band I had before. I mean, we played all over the world, and you know, we played in Japan, Australia, Europe, you know, all over the place. So we had that sort of global support too that helped us when we were getting this band going, you know. It really helped us sort of get a kickstart, I guess you'd say. And the people that had been fans of our previous band, you know, have been really supportive of this too. And you know, this is not exactly the same as Widow, so that means a lot. You know, we were kind of like nervous, like, oh man, you know, are these people that we've worked for 20 years building, you know, this following, or are they going to like this? And so far, we've had a lot of great support. So we're
You
really
got
happy.
started with like what, 2 singles? What kind of response did they generate?
Well, the way that got started is the label wanted to do something to sort of like just launch the album, and we released the singles and videos the same day. Yeah, promotional video the same day. And it was just kind of a thing to kind of jumpstart the album release, which was a few months off. And, you know, we've been lucky. We have this guy, Chris Harris, who does our videos. And, man, he has captured visually, you know, the feeling of this band, wouldn't you say? And it's cool to have that because, you know, nowadays a visual element is important. And we didn't want to do the same goofy kind of like band standing in the woods or something video, you know. So these videos are very artistic. And by the way, in case you can't take the hint, check out the videos. But yeah, that's The Future Past. And then Iron Maiden comes along and rips us off with that title. I mean, they're always just, you know, I call them, I'm like, Steve, will you quit copying our stuff?
Otherwise, you're gonna take Eddie away.
I mean, really, it's kind of annoying, you know, but here they come with the Future Past tour, you know, but yeah, so the Future Past, Bitter End is another one, and then the new one is Another Day. It's a ballad. My manhood's totally been taken away, you know, so I got nothing left.
Steve Harris would say it's strictly coincidental.
Right. So yeah, there you go.
Alright, so the album comes out. Show the album and
Yes.
tell us all we need to know about this record.
That's Dina. It's Dina on the cover. It's a statue of her in Raleigh.
It's the angel.
Yeah. So, you know, but no, we. And by the way, I'm going to plug Dave Rogers too and his beautiful photography. That you know, we've had all these wonderful people that sort of listen to our music and helped us sort of bring this thing to life. And there's a picture of us that comes with the album. So you know, I know people love looking at pictures of us.
Yeah.
So, but I know, in all seriousness, this album it really means a lot to us. It's kind of like our lives up to this point, you know, and talking about a lot of things that kind of touchy stuff, but we think it's a great album, you know, and
How is it being received so far?
Oh, excellent. So far, all the reviews that I've read which is not a good idea to read your reviews, by the way. But I did it anyways, and they've been really good. And so that makes us proud. It feels like all this work was worth something, you know. So.
Any struggles when it comes to your previous band? Like people always compare you to what you did in the past?
There's a little bit of that, but I think I would say we went kind of enough to left field that, like, you know, what the element that you bring into the band is so just unique and original, I think. And you know, when you kind of add your classical background to our playing, and I know, look, we're not reinventing the wheel here. I mean, people have done classical type stuff in rock and metal. But you know, she is like a legit classically trained piano player. So like she, in other words, unlike the other three of us, she knows how to play. You know?
And in your opinion, what do you think you bring into this band?
Well, I hope I bring some uniqueness.
True,
Yes.
but how do you see it?
Well, I think I look at music a little bit differently, and since I'm from Russia originally, and I've been exposed to a lot of classical music like he mentioned, but also just different other types of music, I feel like that's how I feel like I bring uniqueness, because I look at rock even music and heavy metal a little bit differently than they do, and I always write my own parts. Kind of just go with what I feel, and I'm actually super excited about a second album because now I kind of tried it out on memories, and now I can explore and go into further interesting sounds.
The nervousness is kind of gone, because when we started, we didn't exactly know each other very well. So there's that, like, hey, how are you? You know, kind of awkwardness. That's like, this time we know each other very well.
Maybe too well.
Yeah. When you stay in hotels with people, you get to know them very well.
Oh yeah. The name Infinity Dream.
Yeah.
Where did it come from? What does it mean?
Well, okay, so let me apologize to Steve Harris for my previous comment.
He's still on hold, by the way.
Seriously, no, Iron Maiden, of course. I think everyone in metal can say Iron Maiden was an influence. So I always loved the song Infinite Dreams from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Ever since I was a teenager, that song really just got me. And it kind of has a vibe, kind of like what we have in this band. We don't really, we try, so many people sound like Maiden. We try not to go that route, but we just took that influence and tried to do our own thing with it. But yeah, I guess one day I just kind of was thinking about that song, and I went, Infinity Dream. And then, you know, you get on the old Google search and make sure nobody's got the name. I mean, finding a name is hard, of course, you know. And so we felt that fit our music. You know, when you take the Maiden thing out of it, we just felt like that fit our music really well. Because we had a few other potential names we kicked around, but that one just stuck. You know, we kind of felt like it was us. You know,
I think the fact that you didn't use Maiden lettering on the logo,
that helps.
Make people kind of not think of that.
Right.
That we call each other the Dream Team.
So we call each other the Dream Team.
The Dream Team.
Which, yeah.
It fits, right?
It does. Well, I mean, we have worked like a team, you know, because when we started recording this, that's when COVID hit and the world just kind of shut down, you know, which gave us more reason to be, you know, sad and depressed. So
there you go. A lot
available now.
A lot of sadness.
Yeah.
Any new songs being written?
We have a whole new album that we have tracked, and we're finishing recording. You know, we're kind of like touching it up, so there's a new one coming.
What will it sound like?
Let me put it this way, if you like memories, this is not going to be like, oh my god, what's this, you know, but it is a progression, I'd say. You know, I think it's actually heavier, and it's funny, like, I listen to the album and we have a lot of clean guitar, kind of emotional stuff on here, and I was listening to the new songs and I was like, I don't don't know if this one is enough, you know, like clean stuff like I want to express with the band. And I realized it actually has more in memories. So, you know, it's this just more, you know. So there you go.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, hey, thank you for your time, and everybody, check this out.